And meanwhile, all the billions upon hundreds of billions that have been robbed out of the system and the pension funds and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and FHA and HUD and USDA and the savings and loans in the banks, all these giant robberies, huge, vast, unbelievable amounts of money being funneled and laundered through Epstein and company. And now this little pile of vomit, Kevin Johnson, I can't release that information because it'll divulge methods and sources. So, we can't release anything unless it's redacted. Pam Bondi talks about thousands of photographs and thousands of videos and kids and all this other stuff, but they got to redact everything to protect the victims. Yeah, they're protecting the perpetrators is who they're protecting. The savings and loans scandal, the banking scandal, HUD, FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Yeah. Sally Mae. USDA, Federal Home Loan Bank. They robbed the living shit out of the United States. And they're hiding all those, I don't know, there's like 20 or 25 million suspicious activity reports that they're secreting. They're not releasing them. They released 2,200 out of over 20 million. You do the damn math. You do the math. They released about 2,200 that got leaked. They were leaked to the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. And that's all nothing but a psyop. BuzzFeed, just a big psyop. They haven't gotten to the bottom of any of that because the guilty all get redacted and hidden. Why does the Treasury have over 20 million suspicious activity reports? And how all this money was being funneled through, swindle after land scheme and land scam, real estate swindling and laundering. Just exactly like I've been screaming bloody murder about for over 40 years. I have been screaming bloody murder about all this corruption, like Colony Ridge and Montgomery. It's Montgomery County, Texas, ladies and gentlemen. That was all cooked up and conspired about in Montgomery County. At Conroe, hello, Conroe, Texas, right where I was screaming bloody murder about it back in the 80s. They say I went to the newspapers and I went to the television stations, but before I did all that, I went to the FBI, I went to the state attorney general, I went to the district attorney, I went to the county attorney, and I went to the sheriff's department. Long before, I started hammering on the media. And 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 80. They did everything they can to cover it up. Cover it up. The looting of hundreds of billions, even trillions. They stole trillions, ladies and gentlemen. Trillions. They're sitting on and secreting over 20 million suspicious activity reports. It's all being redacted by, refusing to produce the records. Just like in the Epstein and company financial racketeering at all of his estates, from New York to New Mexico, Arizona. I guess he had a place in Arizona too. And Little St. Vincent and, St. Vincent Island. He had two islands, not one. No. And he had homes in Europe, like Trump. Trump operates all over the world with all of his scummy-ass banks and his scummy-ass real estate partners and his scummy-ass real estate enterprises. Real estate. Savings and loan looting, bank looting, Fannie Mae looting, Freddie Mac looting. Hell, they looted Sally Mae and USAID and the Federal Home Loan Bank. And Just on and on and on and on and on, right, Kevin Johnson? Come on, Kevin Johnson, let's talk about, we can only release any of the information unless it's fully redacted and Pam Bondi decides what to redact. You're being psyoped, America. They are running a great, big, huge psyop on you. Why, they talk and talk and talk and talk endlessly, blah, 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 until the American people get sick and tired of hearing about it. And then, it'll all go away. It'll be swept under the rug, just like it was 10 years ago. This was all swept under the rug, covered up and whitewashed by the FBI over 10 years ago with the CIA and the Mossad. Secret Service, Treasury, they're all involved, every last damn one of them. Same way they did with the savings and loans of the banks and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They covered it all up and whitewashed it. Big cover-up, big whitewash. They stole trillions. Information and links that you need are posted below. And remember this, Colony Ridge is a big freaking setup. Colony Ridge is a great, big, huge scam. Why haven't they all been arrested for mail fraud? You ever thought about that? Why are there no criminal charges over Colony Ridge? And there's thousands more of them. There's thousands of Colony Ridges all over the United States. Have a wonderful day.